All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Boneyard podcast. This week, we have a old friend slash new regiment member, Marine veteran. He's brand new to the regiment. Just picked him up a few days ago. He's been a great asset to the team already. I'm your host, Big Bear Berg. I stream on Foxhole every day. At least soon it'll be from 4 p.m. Central Standard to 9 p.m. Central Standard. So yeah, guys, welcome in, and I'll let Marine introduce himself a little bit, and then we'll just start chatting, man.
The name implies I'm Marine veteran. I am indeed a Marine vet. Most common question I get amongst everything is, "Are you really a Marine veteran?" Just on the net. No, I am indeed a Marine vet. I served from 2006 to 2015, and deployed twice. Once to Iraq in '09, once to Afghanistan in 2011. Full-time creator, full-time streamer, love gaming, shenanigan lord. Found Foxhole last February, and it has actually been my main game since then, and I've been loving it. I've ran into Bear and Bone a couple times, done a couple things with them, but really never seen the core until he dropped the invite and was like, "Ain't no way I'm letting that warlord go without a home." So, and I love it. Been with it ever since. One thing I love doing is charity gaming, which is why you see the call to arms stack up shirt, and I just love being me.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, yeah, dude. I've been in service in Foxhole. I'm not a real veteran. I'll never joke about that. Always say
No, I
thank you to
got
the
you, man.
vets. Which thank you for your service. I always want to let my vets know that.
I
But
appreciate it, man.
yeah, man. So let's get into a little Foxhole talk, dude. I mean, we talk about Foxhole a lot. What I guess we'll go with the hot topic first. Are you surprised about airborne getting delayed?
No, I mean, it's also the general consensus of with a lot of other people that I've been seeing in the game. We all kind of figured there was going to be a delay. There was no way that the devs would be ready for it because just look at how it's running currently. I mean, you still got server crashes, you got where the server's going to recovery mode. There's still bugs and glitches that they haven't addressed because of the spaghetti code. And honestly, I'm glad they're delaying it to get it correct for the stuff that they're rolling out. That's just from my perspective, but I'm not surprised at all. If anything, I had a feeling they were going to roll it out with the length of time of this war and them not intervening.
Yeah, I, I'm not really shocked it got delayed because they weren't releasing any more on it. They weren't giving us any more news, especially if they said they were going to be done with Airborne and releasing it. When they didn't have any more releases or any more information being dropped, any dev branches going down, I was like, okay, we kind of figured this ain't going to be happening. But with that being said,
Yeah.
I do think it's really cool seeing that they've been adding more. Um, maybe cause, I don't know if they've been adding more because they did say in the first release trailer there's a lot more planes, so if you're not seeing something, it probably will be there. And I don't know. I wrote in my notebook here that one of the coolest things that I thought they released in that little photo drop they did was they added a dive bomber, and
Yep.
it's making me think that this is gonna be more than we've ever seen because with naval there's only 3 ships aside plus small boats or whatever, gunboats and whatnot. There's only 3 variation of boat. um but with air we can already see that there's a warden fighter, we can already see there's a warden recon plane, we can already see there's a collie bomber, a collie dive bomber. We can from the art see that there's a collie fighter. So we're already sitting at confirmed planes. We're sitting at 5, and we can assume with their counterparts we're already looking like 10 planes, right? Like, fighters are going to have it. If both sides get a fighter, both sides get a dive bomber, that's 4. Both sides get a big bomber, that's 6.
That's
Both
6.
sides get
And
a
then
recon plane, and then both sides get a transport plane,
that's
that's 10.
the
And
variation there in the amount of dispersion is just going to be insane.
well, and here's the other thing that I put down in the notes is they haven't even squawked a word about AA systems yet. That's the thing that people aren't, like the planes are going to be the star of the show, but there's going to be AA systems in place. There has to be. There has to be AI AA
Yeah,
and there has to be manable AA, I assume. And what is that going to look like? What vehicles are going to be transformed to have variants? Are we going to get, new base vehicles that are just placed for AA platforms? Are we going to have to tow around on the heavy hauler emplacement guns? Are we going to be looking at only AI structures getting it? Are we going to be seeing, a miniaturized version of AA emplacements like they're doing with storm cannons where it comes in parts? Are we going to have to, feed these AA systems? What kind of ammo is that going to be looking like? There's a lot of
I
questions
just
that I
thought of
wrote down in
something.
that.
Yeah, so one thing I kind of envision is you got yourself an Argo or the Warden little utility vehicle, and you just slap like their MGN, you turn it into a technical to start aiming up at the vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, straight up, dude. And
I think that'd be pretty dope to see, man.
well, and imagine this, like Nazi Germany did this a lot in World War II, where you'd have a utility flatbed truck, and they would
Excuse
slap AA systems on the back, and that
me.
was not outlandish to hear or see. Um, trains, train systems had AA on them. Like Logi had AA on it, and that's gonna be a big thing for planes is train hunting. Especially a dive bomber. If you could go, crack a fucking bomb right on a train head and leave it stranded and then, call out for the strafers to come, shoot the shit out of it, that's going to be wild. Like, you're going to have AA everywhere. What's that going to look like?
It's going to be absolutely insane whenever that rolls out. It like depending on how it's going to be. Like
Yeah,
just no sugarcoating. It's just going to be crazy.
I just can't. Toyotas. I just
Yep.
can't envision what that's gonna look like in the game. I can't imagine being able to kill tanks with bombing, because what is a dive bomber gonna be mainly going for? Because dive bombers in real life went for one of two things. Ships was probably a dive bomber's biggest obstacle or target. That was like the main for like the Catalina and stuff, right? Like that's isn't that I might be using the wrong.
Yeah.
I thought the Catalina was the dive
Uh,
bomber.
uh,
I might be wrong in that.
100% sure.
Um but I'm really curious what that's gonna look like, right? Like are you gonna be able to sight in and actually dive bomb a fucking tank? Are you gonna be able to like severely damage a tank? Is there gonna be fuse timers to get away? Are you gonna be able to crash? Is the tank gonna be able to shoot back? I mean, there's a lot of things I think about with this, and it's quite interesting, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I'm very
It's one of the more
confused.
perplexing items and topics that everyone is like, how are they going to take these and implement them? What ammo? What like the capacity? Like how many rounds are going to be in the dive bombers? Is it going to be one, two, five, 10? Just out of that?
Well,
Are they going to be utilized on vehicles, on ships, on structures? Like, what are they
here's the
going to be
other
using them
thing,
for?
right? Here's the crazy part with this too. We already can confirm as well because of when they showed the not airfields, but the bays that they go in. What is it? Hangars. When they showed the hangars, there's
Yeah.
gonna be loading carts. There's gonna be ladders. Are you gonna need a ladder to get in? They showed that you're gonna see torpedoes are gonna be able to go into, is that gonna be bombers? Is that gonna be dive bombers? Can I strap a torpedo to my fighter? I doubt that. But point is, we don't fucking know. And
No, we don't.
it's really confusing which planes are going to have different payloads. Are all the planes going to be able to have different payloads? Are we going to actually be able to customize and kind of fit, fit planes to the mission, not, have missions for the planes?
Yeah, it's sort of like how you can upgrade the tanks, where you're like, well, we can take this and upgrade it to here's like the Falcon to the Talus, just to delete stuff. How is planes gonna work in there? Like we already with the concept trailer that we've seen them broken down in three parts, so we already know they're facility made. Like there's no way they're going to be MPFable.
Well,
There's not.
and that also
They're already
adds something
facility
else
made
too.
because they were on small carts too.
That adds something else too. Are they going to go around planes going from hex to hex with... Are you not going to be able to travel hex to hex with your bomber? Are you going to have to come within it hex in a train or a flatbed with your fighter or bomber, make it in that hex, and then send it in that hex?
That's a good question.
Is that their way around, not going hex to hex with planes? Or are we just going to be flying into a wall?
Either we'll fly into a wall, or, and this is just hypothetical, either we'll be flying into a loading wall, or they're actually going to server mesh to where you have like giant hexes instead of each broken down one, but it's still this like little
Okay,
sub region within
but
each
you
one.
say that. Now this brings up my next question. What if I have an AA truck and I see 5 fucking planes on the border? Oh, looky there! Like, what are you gonna do?
Yep,
If you're in the fucking plane, you're flying into the wall. Like, yeah, haha, fuckers! Welcome to fucking Q-hole! Fucking 50 cal ripping your plane in half. These are things I
they're
really
gonna have to work
contemplate
something
here.
with that, because it's going to be utter hell on those who learn how to fly and maneuver the aircraft.
Well, and they said flying's hard, just like they said submarines are hard. How hard are we gonna have to actually, as we fucking play, pitch, throttle, fucking, Y X axis? Are we gonna, if you're inverted, does your dude get dizzy? Is there G forces? Is there collision? Am I gonna have to train my fucking dude to take a 9G turn in my fucking Catalina? I mean,
I plan to live on Dev Branch whenever that's available, just to let you know. Like,
all
nope,
of us,
here's
dude.
everything that I know.
Anyone who plays the game and knows how to get in Dev Branch will be on Dev Branch to fly planes.
Yep.
And it will literally be probably the worst day in flying in the fucking game, because everyone is going to crash, dude. Like, not even to mention the FF that's going to happen in the sky. Not even to mention all the team kills you're going to do dive bombing each other.
Oh my.
I bet you I can hit you with the
Dude.
dive bomber while you're moving. I bet you I can kill you when you're in a Kreneska doing it. If you want to get proficient, you got to be able to kill a Kreneska on the move in the bomber, You can get good at that. You can kill any tank, right? And the thing is, all we can do is sit here and be little fucking monkeys and speculate. We're just over here like, What's it gonna be? Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. No one knows. No one knows the AA system. No one knows the flying models. No one knows what the hexes are gonna look like. Like, it's
it's unknown. That's the thing.
it's
And
not it's
everybody's eager about it.
I mean, here's the other thing too. What are they gonna cost? That I mean,
I have my theory on that. I think they're going to be sort of mid game, like mid war tech,
I bet you recon planes
possibly mid
aren't.
to late.
I bet you the recon planes are gonna be pretty early.
You think?
I think I
Maybe.
think the recon planes are going to be a lot earlier than people will like, because you got to think, you get the emplacement MG's second tech. That's enough
That is
AA.
true.
That's enough AA to shoot down a scout plane.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to even do anything in a scout plane other than, hey, they don't have an area built? Like, scout planes are not something that, is going to be. Intelligence is critical, but here's the other thing. Weather is going to play so much more of an effect in the game. Imagine if there's fog out. Recon planes are moot. Done. They're trash.
Yep.
They don't even want to fly that day.
And they got to wait for that fog to roll out.
Exactly.
And with how it is at night, and how shit that fog is looking at night, there's times where I'm literally walking around with 2 mags and an SMG just going, instead of like what I love to do, either tanking or sniping. Fog's going to play a much more critical factor in it, and
and not even just fog. You don't
nuts.
fly in the rain. You don't fly in the rain because I'm not saying turbulence, but they're probably going to make flying a lot harder if there's like wind gusts and stuff from rainstorms, snowstorms.
Tier 1 to Tier 5.
It might be a lot harder.
Snowstorms are going to suck.
How are snowstorms going to affect? Exactly. How are snowstorms going to affect planes? Are you going to be able to even, see your targets from up high in a snowstorm? Or a rainstorm, for that matter. It gets usually pretty shitty sight in rainstorms sometimes. Weather's going to have such a big effect on the game. More than people know, weather stations are going to be pivotal for people to do air or not. And you're going to have excuse me. You're going to have people like going out of their way to say, hey, tomorrow, this whole next week is going to be a no-fly zone, boys. Plan accordingly. Planes are down. Planes are down unless it's like the utmost critical, mission, How are puddles going to affect taking off the runway? Are you going to get muddy? You know what I mean? There's a lot of aspects.
Have a runway completely frozen over by a Tier 4, 5 snowstorm. They just skid off and go, Loo!
What was that one more time?
Loo! Can you imagine, like, the placement you spin me around?
But it's such a foreign concept to think about. And the other thing I really have been thinking about too is when they say loading carts, what does that look like and what does that mean? Are loading carts only gonna be are loading carts only gonna be used for airway stuff, or are we going to be able to have a mortar cart, or not a mortar cart, but a ammo cart on a front line running mortars to the front line dudes? Are you going to have artillery shells ran to 120s in an ammo cart? What does an ammo cart even look like? What do ladders look like? Because there's no ladders in the game that we as players can use other than the world spawn vines and ladders that are in the game. That if we can start adding ladders to stuff,
That'll be pretty interesting,
oh my god.
especially breaching mechanics, like you can see on Anvil and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the other thing too. Do you think there's going to be Logi planes eventually? Do you think we're going to be able to airdrop cargo?
I think that's a possibility, 100%. Because you think, like you go back World War One, World War Two, they were dropping shit out of the back of those planes, man. Especially, like
Willie Jeeps.
the little tactical jeeps that the jeeps, the Shermans, for example.
I don't think we were dropping Shermans out of planes, were we? Were we? I don't know. I don't think we had the armored cars I could see, but I don't think we were dropping full-blown Shermans. Maybe like the M22s, like the Locusts and stuff, but I don't think Shermans were light enough until maybe like Cold War era when we started getting like big bus, like C-130 looking ass.
No, I was 100%. I'm 100% mistaken on that one. I thought the Shermans were, but the M22 Locust though.
Yeah, the
it was
Locust,
100% drop.
and I could see like scout tanks and or like tankettes. I could see the tankette niche being able to be dropped in backlines, because that's a light, armored
Oh God,
car.
yeah.
That could be really cool.
Just get like get a fleet of planes dropping, a crap ton of 30 mil tankettes behind enemy lines. Just like, hey,
do you know how
you didn't think it was possible?
that would be, dude? Oh my god!
Oh, I know exactly how annoying it would be.
You get like 10. You get like 10 cargo planes to drop off like 10 fucking, probably like eight fucking tankette, and then 2 full of just crew, and just drop that many dudes behind enemy lines. And then, oh my god.
Either the flame or 30 mil, one of the two G's, stuff would burn. And then you got to think on the caveat too, with the wardens doing that, over in Calicut. Like, that would be crazy.
You talk about scramble QRF fucking red alerts, dude. Fuck.
It would 100%, and I'm talking to you backliners that are all the way over in the home regions, it would 100% get people off their ass to deploy. Those who know life over in home region?
People would have to have like legit not fuck around defenses anymore, It wouldn't have to be just anti-partisan anymore. You're talking real shit. Like, you'd have to have everyone drop real defenses everywhere. And
we're talking like in that QRF aspect, if you have a mega regiment, I'll throw T3C out there because they're one of the larger ones that I first seen whenever I first played this game. Let's say they're operating over in Terminus, and here comes the planes. They would have to call all of their members on and flood that entire zone.
Yeah,
just out of what I can think of right off the back of my head.
I mean, realistically, you're talking about making Logiman reservists in active military.
Yep.
What that is, that's the cooks, that's the medics, that's the MPs, that's those type of guys.
Your mechanics, your engineers, not combat engineers, but your actual engineers that work on the backline buildings. You're talking, and your supply, your logistics, your admin, your, like you were mentioning, cooks and stuff as well. They would have to be ready. And
I mean, yeah,
essentially that's what you got to be, man.
It becomes the whole faction would have to be on QRF, not frontliners QRFing across the map. It would come into a more serious role. Another thing to think about when we're talking about this too, defending nuke sites and storm cannons in areas of such high value
assets.
Those would be strategic. Like, this is where I think AA has to be almost OP, because if I could just go dive bomb your fucking nukes, like, that. Fuck, dude. Like, that just changes the game. And, like, now you couldn't realistically, like, I think there's going to be caveats to building by mountains, because AA can't shoot through mountains, right?
Nope.
If you set it between two mountain passes, they're gonna have clear lines to drop bombs and then get behind other safety or rocks. So now open fields are gonna be
Yep.
your best friend, but now artillery becomes more of an issue, and now you have to, you know, pick your poison.
And if anybody's thinking about building the sea, everybody knows it's stupid to build anything of that value by the sea, unless you're at fingers, which you don't have a choice.
The good news is about fingers, though, is they've done a really good job this war at the finger blaster,
Yeah.
or the finger fister, I want
That
to call
means
it.
that means so freaking funny.
I mean, dude, they're
We're in the Navy gearing up.
dude, they've killed a lot of ships with that fucking storm cannon, dude. Like, it's probably paid itself off. Like, not only
Oh, 100%.
in the value of what it's brought, like off of the front lines that they're protecting, but just an actual raw ship value kill wise, they've probably paid themselves off in their weight in gold. And that's hard to do with a storm cannon, dude. Normally, storm cannons, you set them up, you either smash one or two pushes that are coming, on the defense, or you set up an offensive storm cannon, you get to smash one base, and then the thing never gets to shoot again. The fucking storm cannon in Alad's Bite hasn't got to shoot since we've owned Endless. It literally has not shot its gun since we've owned Endless. It's a worthless storm cannon right now, and we're just paying M subs on it. So to have a nuke that's still active and still able to, make quote unquote plays this late in the war and still be active, that's strong point. That's a very strong point for those. Common to talk about storm cannons.
We have the rework on that too, man. Like the rework on what storm cannons did, the cost of the 300 to include the impact and damage of the 300 as well. Because it used to cost a couple CMAT and HE powder. Now it costs unstable substances.
Yeah, I mean every shot. It's about an hour cook time.
It's expensive, man.
Give or take. I think per shell it costs like almost 15 minutes or something like that. But for like an hour to cook 5 shells. I think it's an hour and 13 minutes for the 5 shells cook time. So it not only is it like, it's not too expensive per se, but it's time consuming. Every 1 hour you get 5 shots. That's your, that's your conversion. That's, expensive.
Yeah, because each one is 2 unstable substances and 10 hazmat 4s, but the unstable substances, just one of them is 30 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's worth its weight. It's worth its weight. It's worth its all that stuff. One thing though that I'm kind of curious about is, after this change, they're immediately doing another change to storm cannons. To the dev branch right now.
They're all heating.
That makes me think, though, are we going to get into the age of having to have different barrels for machine guns? Are we going to have to get into the age of where we're having to water cool our Lamentums, our rat catchers? Are we going to get to the point where we're going to need to water bucket our artillery guns? Are we going to get to the point where...
Not to mention, bore the tank guns, like the actual tank barrels, bore them with, water or oil to keep them lubed.
Are we going to get to that point, or is this just slapping a Band-Aid on a fucking bullet wound with storm cannons because you overtuned them? Are we going to go to the more realistic stature, or is this your way of balancing 300? I don't know.
I think they're going to try to gear for the realistic approach, but there's going to be pushback.
I mean, I see where people are mad about it. I see where people could give a fuck less. I think you're gonna make wars even last longer with storm cannons and rail
Yep.
storm cannons being weaker overall. Um, you're gonna start having forever wars because it's already hard enough to advance as is right now. With railstorm cannons and 300 being able to shoot unlimited, um, you know, are we going to be having longer duration wars? I can't tell you.
Yep.
Going into that, though, what do you think about them dropping that update on us out of the middle of nowhere? In the
You
middle
talking
of the
about with the
bloodiest.
barrel heating?
Well, barrel heating, the Ignifist, the airborne, letdown. What do you take that as? What do you think about that just dropped update on us out of the middle of nowhere?
Uh, I honestly I don't know what to make of it, but I do like for the majority of it. The Ignifis update, like we can't, auto equip like we can with grenades.
Yeah.
But there's other and people are like, oh well, your Ignifis is already broken. All right, well let's look at your Cutler for example, 40-meter range, and it also like, it does damage to just about anything. That double damage to, and being able to hit the subsystems is that counterplay of the Cutler. At least from my perspective, and what I'm looking at whenever it's damage mitigations and everything else. But for the other stuff, it's like, why would you just slam that right in the middle of this? I mean, I get this war is going on 2 months now, but at the same time, whenever you release more and more updates, especially for quality of life things are going to take longer. It's not going to be, oh, builder update, quick war. No. Everybody, like, I'm pretty sure if you were to go back over on the Reddit, like the subreddit, and go through the Discord about it, everybody's agreeing this is going to be a long war. And here we are, almost 60 days later.
Yeah. To talk about this war is almost insane. Like it's the longest war. It's fuck me. It might be the bloodiest war already. During this podcast, it might have already brinked over. We're fucking close. We're
Yeah.
almost 30K away from the bloodiest war, and we're nowhere near done. Nowhere near done.
Yep. 26K away. It's
I mean, we're at a
insane.
casualty rate of almost 4,000 an hour. Um,
And I thought
per
117
hour,
was crazy.
the Colonials are actually tying it up a lot more recently. The Warden. So the other day we had about a 20% higher casualty rate over the full war than the Wardens. The Wardens are catching up. We're at 4% now. We're still about 100,000, 120,000 ahead of the Wardens in casualties. But right now the Wardens have a higher casualty rate of 2%. But we have 3 more fucking nukes hitting, and one's going to be hitting. 2 are going to be hitting within the next 26 hours.
Yeah. And those two are in the same hex, and then you got that third that's hitting a very strategic area, which is storage depot.
Yeah, I mean, hitting Solace Gorge is insane. I mean, that's gonna tank a lot of their production because not only are you hitting. Wow, that's kind of cool. Not only are you
And that's a
hitting,
hellacious checkpoint too, or choke point.
yeah, not only are you hitting that, but you're also hitting right next to an oil field and a coal field. So you're going to be pretty much neutering those resources as well, and that's right next to the refinery. So, I mean, they'll be out of storage depots at that point in that hex. So what that means, bare minimum, they're gonna have to set it up in Reprieve for logistics, or Night Church, which are both on the southern part of the hex. But to be honest, then you get into an MPF town of Brody, which
Speaking of Brody, since I've been playing this game since War 110, I've seen a couple attempts to take Brody. I've not once ever seen it turn green.
I've seen it,
and I've been playing since 110.
I've beaten it I've beaten this. I've killed Brody a few times on an east to west war, but never north south. Actually, that's a lie. I had one more where we ended the war in Brody Town, and that was the war. I was actually just meeting Horde when Bone was just founded. This is 105, maybe 106. It does not happen often to take Brody. And especially in MPF town, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really rough.
And coming on the other flip side of it, because I played Warden 3 separate times, and all with previous regiment. I played Warden 112, 117, and 122. Yeah, the toys are fun. Really didn't vibe too well with a lot of the other people and culture within it. I'll tell you right now, from on that side, I fucking hate Brody Town. I fucking hate Brody Town as an MPF town. If you think if you think one of our areas in the south on the map is a shit town, nah, just fucking nuke Brody Town. I'll say this from my own personal opinion: I would rather take Jade Cove over Brody Town any fucking day, even whenever it has a double factory in MPF. And I'm pretty sure people are like, "You're fucking high, Marine." You're damn right.
Nice, negative SHT. By the way, little heads up update. I'll post it in the video title on YouTube, but we're talking about War 106, and we're at day 59. War 126. Yeah, Brody Town is a nightmare, man. It's rough.
Jordan knows.
I've been playing with Bjorn a long time.
And speaking of wardens, I'm gonna say the gentleman's name because he's also a fellow streamer. Sweet Tea Paul continues to try to siphon me over there, and I tell him not gonna happen. He's like, just come join me. He's like, no. Absolutely not.
So one other thing that I wanted to ask you about is if there was anything you could add to the game, what would it be? Anything at all? If you could add it to the game, what would it be?
I'm not sure if this was ever added at one point in time, but gas mortars. And
what?
Oh, I'm talking pure chemical warfare here.
Dude, it was a
gas
thing.
Mortars,
it wasn't mortars.
Gas
it was
shells.
Arty. It was Arty. And it got removed so fast. That would be the most busted shit ever. Can you imagine spawning in and dying 10 times over because you don't have enough time to get the gas mask on?
Oh, I can, and I have.
Yeah, fuck that.
Honestly, one thing I would really love for them to be able to add is have it to where, and this is going to be considered wholly biased, but it actually needs to happen. fucking MG for every single 40 mil tank.
Would that be
Because
including
I
the
think it's
wardens?
bullshit that there's, yeah, people are bitching one side's unbalanced over the other. Fuck it, make it balanced. Don't change any variables on distance or damage. Give that secondary type of weapon so people can actually defend better against infantry. Because
So
what's
do
the
you think
when you're
that?
pushing when you're
Do you think the Silverhand would get it then?
I mean, it's a possibility. You got that commander seat.
I mean,
Pop up MG.
hmm. So only 40 mil tanks. So light tanks included.
Yep. Have it as an upgrade variant.
Hmm. It's funny that people bring up the MG debate a lot when they talk about wardens versus collies. The wardens only have one chassis that has machine guns on it. The collies only have one chassis that has machine guns on it. The problem is the colonials only have two vehicle variants with that chassis versus the wardens have four in their machine gun chassis. The other thing is, though, the collies have a supplement with the Scorpion. And that's where a lot of people would argue because they also get it on the Chieftain, but that's a facility tank versus our Scorpion is now a MPF tank. I don't know. It's kind of interesting debate, though, because at one half, the Bardiche really struggles because it's not a machine gun tank only. It's slow and chunky, but a lot of health. Has a really good gun on it. But it's not maneuverable. It's really tough to get around. As to the Outlaw, is a very fast, nimble chassis that can move around, but it doesn't have a lot of HP. The machine gun thing, I don't really know. You're not seeing Bardiches in every tank line as the collies, but you are seeing Outlaws in every single front, in every single tank line, in every single day of the war. You're going to see an Outlaw. It's not a chance that you will not ever see an you hands down will see an Outlaw no matter what front you're on. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting
And
dynamic.
if outlaws aren't there, it's like if outlaws aren't there, I know brigands are gonna be like either or. I mean, you just got one that's a like a freaking garage or MPF, which upgrades to the facility tank, or you're just gonna have that facility tank.
What if they took away the machine gun on the Bardiche and put it on the Falchion chassis? Falchions, Falchions, Talos, and Spathas would all get machine guns, but we would lose it on the Bardiche chassis.
I think you would see a little bit more interesting gameplay from those who love running bards, and on the caveat, you would see more aggressiveness with Spathas, uh, Talos, and Falchions. As you see it, I see it, and a lot of other people play reserved on tanks that are cheap. They don't push aggressive. I think the main thing of that is the lack of something to deal with the infantry.
It's quite interesting to think about. It's also very hard to balance because then, what is the Bardiche other than just a dive tank only? Does the machine gun bring it into that S/A tier ranking? The Bardiche is really good in a lot of situations. Being a line tank is not one of them. And
No.
I maybe think that would give the falchion almost too much strength, though, because it's 5 per crate. You could have 5 tanks shooting 40 mil at 40 meters, good HP pool, and a machine gun. That's tough to beat. That's really tough to beat.
True.
So how would you balance that? Only put it on the Spatha? I don't know. Nemesis wouldn't be good with a machine gun either.
No, because the Nemesis, I think the only thing that if they were to change in any way, positive, I'm not talking about the negative, is have give it the ability to launch gas. That's about it. But the Nemesis, where it's at, is where I personally think it's good. It's got that 40 meter, 68 millimeter range. The Tremolas deal with, AI and garrisons. I think it's a solid tank. It's a lot of fun to play too.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so now if you could add anything, what would you take away from the game? What would you fix from the game or take away?
I get a lot of heat every time I mention this, but take away the pinpoint freaking accuracy of large ships on land bombardments. I am sick and tired of, oh, we just built this up. There's a frig or a battleship. Oh, everything that they're firing at, it's like barely any dispersion. Whereas if you have land-based artillery, there's massive dispersion. You're firing on a rocking vessel. I don't understand why it's fucking accurate as hell. I don't get it. Give that to large ships. Get a greater dispersion. Or make the reload speed longer.
So here's the question though that I have to look at the devil's advocate of that. If that was the case, why would you want to spend that expensive amount of equipment and time and effort on a boat? Not laser accurate, so it's the exact same as just having more guns on land. It's very expensive and can get countered. Takes time to repair, replenish, and it takes a ton of crew. What benefits do I now get instead of doing just traditional land arty on a boat? Yeah, I stumped your ass with that one, huh? Yeah, I see it cooking.
Not entirely. Nope. The caveat to that is you have a mobile 150 platform that can level bases and completely screw over armor lines at will when in range. Whereas if you have the land-based artillery, it's stationary. You don't have that luxury of, oh, we're taking fire, let's move it. You don't have that luxury. Yes, I know it takes time to repair, especially with dry docks, and it's extremely costly. Where the caveat to the whole extremely costly thing is you already know what you're paying to use. You already have your plan and target in place. Prep accordingly.
I would say
Told you, not really.
SPGs though. SPGs.
They're slow and they're not as agile, and they're a easy target to take out. Get 5 people with sticky grenades. Done.
Was there Did large ships in World War II overheat their gun barrels? Was that a thing?
I'm not 100% sure, but I can tell you they weren't as accurate as depicted in the game. And I know it's, you can't ever depict the two because they're not ever going to line up, but I'm not 100% sure. I do know it took time to reload, though.
Yeah, but they also had fucking like 3-inch guns too that could fucking level a house in one shell too.
Yep, USS, I believe it's the Wyoming. Temper, temper.
I have a little caveat that could be very
All right,
interesting.
let's hear it.
Barrel heating is coming to the game. So, I looked up. Did World War II naval vessels have problems with the heating, or barrel heating? The AI obviously said yes. Was a concern for naval vessels in World War II, although the impact varied depending on the size and ship of the gun. AKA, we could do a difference between frigates, battleships, and gunboats. Main guns, battleships, and cruisers, the wear and tear, the intense heat and pressure generated from firing large caliber shells, particularly at high velocities, significantly contributed to the barrel wear, especially the rifling. This would lead to a decrease in accuracy and range over time. The more you shoot the guns, the less accurate they get.
Less accurate they are.
That could be a very cool mechanic for naval vessels. The more they shoot, let's say at 20 shells, they start getting red hot and they get less and less accurate up to like a 40-meter dispersion.
I know this won't ever happen, but imagine the barrels are so freaking hot they go to fire and the turret explodes.
That would be fucking insane, but that will never happen.
I know, like awesome. I know they'll never do it because nobody would want to do naval ever again. Like, oh, we're not risking that. But I would love to see that barrel heating similar to the storm cannon that's coming, added to the not just ships but arty guns as well. The more you fire it, the less accurate it's going to be. And then how do you cool it down? Do you like if it's in rain?
Water
does it
buckets.
Cool down gradually? Do you
water
have
buckets?
Water buckets? All right.
Fire trucks, water buckets.
Just have a fire truck. Just have a fire truck on standby every 5. All right, spray it. Shh.
Dude, and it would be that kind of team aspect, like you got to keep the barrels down and cool, otherwise you're going to be hitting more Howies. You're going to be hitting shit you don't want to hit. Yeah, guys on the arty. All right, boys, flip out the whistles. Cool it down. Fuck.
You got somebody rolls up. Why does this smell funny? Don't worry about it.
Piss and vinegar, son. Welcome to the front. Fuck yeah, camo. Yeah, dude, I think the barrel heating could be very fucking good. With traditional arty and arty on ships, I think that mechanic we just talked about, where the dispersion gets larger as the gun shoots to a max distance and range. So like, let's say you have max barrel heat. If you're shooting at max distance with a frigate or destroyer, you could have a 40-meter dispersion. Which that's as bad as the 150 on the Colley's 150 gun at max range. You can have 40-meter dispersion, and with wind, can get even crazier. That could be a very cool mechanic to add, and I think that would balance out Navy a lot more to make it not as oppressive. Keep the fire rate, keep the health. I don't think that should affect direct fire modes. for close range combat on ships. But I think for long range
No.
brawls,
Direct fire is its own thing. But like long distance, yes. Like direct fire brawling, I'm all for.
I think that would make naval battles really fucking cool.
You would see more of them. You would 100% see more of them.
I think that's actually a really good idea. Like, not gonna lie, I think that's actually a fucking money idea. I will say though, I don't know about traditional arty on the floor because it's already so not nerfed but heavily countered this war with tier 1, tier 2 howitzers and with rockets being as oppressive as they are. I
Oh
don't
my
know
god,
if
dude,
we
the
need to
increase.
I don't know if we need to smash arty down any lower than what it is. Yeah. I would say traditional arty could stay the same. Because it's already really fucking bad. Like, not really bad, but it's not great. It is not great. So, I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. I would like to see more variants of vehicles. And this is not bias, even though it is going to be a bias point. I would really like to see the closing and disparity of vehicle numbers Warden to Kali. So what I mean is I want the same number of variants and vehicles on the Collies as Wardens. They can be different ones. They don't have to be the exact same mirror of each other. Like, they have more armored cars. We don't exactly need more armored cars, but we need the exact same amount of vehicles. And we need the exact same amount of infantry kit. And if I could take if I could get my wish on a vehicle variant, I really think an M10 destroyer variant, like on the Bardiche, would be badass. Do you know what the M10 is?
Not off the top of my head.
So it was the M10 was the open top tank destroyer for World War II American. It was a tank destroyer with a 76 gun. Eventually got a 90 mil on it. Open topped, had a machine gun on the back side for someone to jump up on the back and use. And it was just a cheap fucking heavy tank destroyer. But they were really cheap to cheap to produce and send out. I think it's called the M90 or M10 Jackson. Yeah, M10 Jackson. And I'll show you on stream, or I'll post it in the chat in this. I'll post it real quick. That's what an M10 Jackson looks like, and I think that would fit the Bardiche chassis to a fucking T. Like, it would fit the Collies so well, man. It would fit the Collies so well, and you know, even if you wanted to do the M10 Jackson, and since it's on the Bardiche, keep the machine gun. Here you go. You could do something like this. M10, M36. You know? And I think you do something like that for the Collies, dude, it would mean the world to us, man. For a medium tank destroyer. Oh. Beautiful tank, dude.
With that MG on the rear.
Yeah, dude, and you know, you lose your commander spot, but you get to keep the MG. Like, that'd be cool. Or, damn, Damn it, I keep typing in the wrong thing. I love how this is on War Thunder, but this is another variant I could really dig in the game for the Nemesis.
Yeah, that's that MG.
Well, and it's
Got the hinge on it there too.
It's really a push gun. It's a push gun they slapped on top of a Puma chassis. That's a pack Puma is what it's called. It's a high velocity 75 millimeter that they slapped on an armored car. And dude, if they gave us this and gave it made it to where the Nemesis was a 45 meter range, maybe a low velocity 68, and then had a 792. Made a low velocity 68, 45 meters. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah.
I don't think it would need high vel. I don't think any of those suggestions.
Medium would be good.
I think medium tank destroyer is what we need so bad. We just need something that can apply to their armor line, and I'm mainly trying to address the disparity and us not having anything that can challenge the HTD damage-wise. I still think the HTD should be king, and I think it should still kill these tanks that I'm talking about, but we need at least, not even an MPF-able tank destroyer, but at least a facility tank destroyer that can start clapping these outlaws that are running rampant. I mean, the Nemesis does an okay job at killing outlaws, but it doesn't do it great. And unless you get a track shot, you never get the tremolas off to kill those tanks. And then, especially when they boost away, dude, or really get your flank, or, track you while you're at max distance. Holy fuck, is that so annoying. And especially with that high velocity.
Yeah. Speaking of that boost, dude, don't even get me started on the boost, especially with the freaking thorn falls, i.e. bone loss.
Oh, the
My
bone
God.
laws are goddamn insane, dude. They are the best tank. Truthfully speaking, that's the best tank destroyer in the game. Hands down.
I hate them, but I respect them at the same damn time.
I mean, the only
I hate them because of how freaking strong they are, but I respect them because it's not, a straight line. You're firing arc RPGs to be on target while moving and boosting. It's ridiculous.
Well, I will say, it's not all sunshine and rainbows for those things. They get turreted insanely. They get turreted an insane amount. They're also weaker than the base outlaw, and to be honest, you're a fucking high priority target for every colonial tanker. I mean,
oh yeah.
As soon as we kill you, we feel like we can win. I mean, if there's 10 bone laws and you're in a super heavy, dude, just kiss your tank goodbye. Fuck those mats, it's gone, bro. It's you're cooked.
There was actually a video on Reddit about that too.
Bro, it's not even a fucking joke. It's literally just so strong.
It's legit,
dude.
Man.
There's such strong fucking pieces of equipment.
I got lucky once. It was a Falcon versus a Bone Law. The dude only landed one and bounced every shot.
Insane luck. That's insane luck. Matter of fucking fact, bro. Go ahead. I was just saying it.
I used up all my luck on that one tank for the rest of the fucking war. You were saying?
I was talking about fucking bounces, bro. That brought up my fucking big rage I had the other fucking day. Dude, I had 4 side pen RPGs bounce on a fucking brigand when I was shooting them out of my goddamn Quadish, bro. If those fucking Quadishes don't get APRPG, I'm gonna bitch and cry some goddamn more, bro. It's some bullshit. Seriously, devs, if you ever watch my content, be able to select them. Please add APRPG to the Quadish. Love you.
And stop controlling the weather to give you all the advantage.
I mean, you could do that too. But, no,
Oh, what
seriously, dude, that
the
shit pissed me off so bad, and it was so unlucky. But oh my
Oh
god, did
man.
I yelled into my mic, dude. I was pissed. He was tracked, side armor, fucking right on him to a fucking 90-degree T, and bounce, 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 bounce. And that motherfucker turned his turret at me and fucking bounced on me as I walked away. And I was like, this game either is glitching or we're all just fucking shooting blanks, dude, because that was some horse shit. But be that as it may,
There's no reason why it should bounce, man. They're just not.
I would like to see a medium tank destroyer for the collies. I don't even want it to be MPFable, but please give us a variant that we can at least go to the fucking pads with and make it a high volume. I think they'd be heavily utilized by colonials because I feel like that's the one really key ingredient we're missing. We don't need to be better at the wardens at, being the better tankers and tank hunters or whatever. We just need to out McDonald's them, dude. We need something that we can spam at a high rate with high health that can assault shit and put wardens into a corner.
Yep.
And, I want the wardens. I don't want to nerf the HTD. I don't want to nerf the outlaw. I don't want to nerf their STDs. And I don't want to nerf their super heavies. I like that they're really strong. I just want something strong in our playbook that can really put their armor in awkward situations like their HGDs put us in awkward situations. I feel like that
Yep.
they have an answer to every tank just shooting us with outlaws on every given front. And I don't feel like Spathas are our all-around advantage. They can't compete with HTDs. They have a tough time competing with outlaws with their new buff, but I can kind of get the balance between the Spatha and the outlaw. It comes down to skill gap, which is a great mechanic in the tanks, but it doesn't mean it feels good to get shot as you're driving in. And, I actually wish I could open up Microsoft Paint. Maybe I can. Hold on.
Opens
Okay.
up Microsoft Paint, gets disconnected from the game.
Huh. So you got your oh, this is gonna be really funny. You got your outlaw tank, right? How does that look? It's gonna be really
Like a
ugly.
half moon with a toupee.
Kinda. So you got your out. It looks like an IS-7. That's what that looks like. Looks like an IS-7. All right, so we're gonna call this outlaw. So we're gonna call this the outlaw, right? And it's got 45-meter range. Right? And you have the
Yep.
Spatha over here. We'll do a brick. Kind of looks like the same tank.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
call
just
this
put an S on, like above it.
Yeah, we'll call this the Spatha. This only has 40 meters, right? So when you have these tanks engaging on a front line, what typically happens is you have the outlaw come up, right? And it has 45-meter range. And the Spatha can shoot right here. It will shoot right here and immediately start backing up. And by the time the Spatha gets to finally shoot at the Spatha, or if the Spatha gets the time to shoot at the outlaw, it's almost always through its reload, right? So when both sides are backing up, but it gets its shot off first, it gets to shoot. Now the Spatha is going to get its first shot off while in this 5-meter gap right here. And in that 5-meter gap, while it's trying to catch up, the Outlaw is going to reload and re-engage when the Spatha re-engages. So the Spatha is going to, for one shot, get hit twice. And if it keeps pressing, it can eventually win the engagement because it has a faster reload time. But the problem is when you multiply this by, like, let's say 5 tanks on either side, if all the Outlaws are picking on one tank, they can get 10 shots off by the time they get shot 5 times. The DPS will always go to the Spatha because of the reload time, but in a line fight, the Outlaw's always going to win, and the Outlaw's smart. It's always going to stay in this 5-meter gap, and it's always going to be staying to where it's going to shoot you twice to where you get shot once, or you might not even get to shoot it at all. You're going to
And I can concur with this, having played on that side and done the same thing.
Well, and this is what's going to happen.
He's not saying stuff out of his ass. It's 100% true.
This is what's going to happen.
That 5-meter gap is critical.
Well, and it's the speed that the Outlaw has to match. Like, the Outlaw's always going to have that 5-meter gap and the speed. So unless you're willing to do what the tankers and collies fucking hate, which is theoretically you have to go balls out and dive, it's going to be really hard to get the kill, right? The soy dog special. Thank you, Ducky. It's not a soy dog special, dude. It was a shitty diagram. Okay, buddy. But no, they play that range so well, and the Outlaw is such a good fit to play it. It's a fast tank, and it's really good at dealing damage and fucking off really fast. And it's not the strongest tank in the game, but I do think it's the jack of all trades. And I do think it is the master of the line fighting game. I mean, a good Outlaw crew can pretty much not get hit. And I will say the LTD used to do a really great job at combating, Outlaws. But with the new Hyvo on the Outlaw, the LTD just can't survive. It literally just can't deal as much damage as it's going to receive in the engagement. And when both have the exact same range, it's just ridiculously hard to even want to poke that tank. And when I mean like it's literally on every front all the time, I would say like on a general basis, that's like Warden's bread and butter.
Yeah, it's no other tank but like other than the Outlaw. They will specifically wait until it's tech to start mass producing them.
Well, it's even worse than that, dude, because it's like it literally never has a fucking disadvantage. It doesn't have any flaws. For all the ups it has 0 flaws. It's just in a league of its own. It really is.
It's got the boost. It's got that additional 5 meters. It's got that machine gun to deal with the infantry trying to rush, in front.
And it's got a decent health pool. It's not a great health pool.
Yeah,
but it's a decent health pool. Its armor's not anything, great, but and it's also got a Hyvo gun now. For everything it has, it doesn't have any weakness. The Spatha has no weaknesses either, but it doesn't have as many boosts either. You know what I mean? It doesn't have as many greats. The only thing you can say about the Spatha that's great is its fire rate on the gun. and 10% high
Yep.
bow. It does have a high bow on it, but it doesn't get a boost. It doesn't get, insane like speed. It's a slower tank, and it's only 40 meters. It's hard to say which one's better because both are so good. But if you can't clearly see the advantage list via the disadvantage list, I mean, I would argue to say, I don't know about that camo. The Spatha in a good crew's hands is also fucking deadly and can be really strong because of its health pool. But realistically, it's a falchion. It's literally just a falchion. I don't think there's any difference in health between the falchion and Spatha. I'm going to go confirm what I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure the Spatha and the fucking... So it's 3650 at 3550.
They both have 3650 health.
So it's the exact same health
The
pool.
only
It's armor. You get a little bit better armor on the Spatha. 13550 versus 1275 or 1275. Oh my god, 12.
So 775 points more of armor, I think.
What's the damage per second on this bad boy?
So 825 more points of armor.
Do you know in the concept art the fucking falchion was, or the Spatha was supposed to have a 68? For you guys that don't know what I'm talking about. In the early concept art, they had the Talos. The Spatha was a 68 millimeter, and the falchion was a 40. And that was supposed to be kind of the idea when you're talking about the Spatha. But when we're talking here, what we're talking about on the health and stuff, it's only 3550 armor and 3650 health. And when you go look at, go back, the falchion, it's the same health and a little bit less armor for the falchion. Now, I can't find... So fire rate per minute on the falchion is 8 shots per minute. On the Spatha, you're looking at 13 rounds a minute, 13.3. So you can get out 13 rounds a minute. And then you start looking at the Outlaw, which is cruiser tank. Highwayman, Gallagher Outlaw. So you're looking at 2950 versus 365. Armor's based at 11,000. Armor's based at, so you only get like 2,500 more armor, and health wise you're looking at 700. Rounds. So you get 8 rounds a minute. That's 720 damage. So you get 660. So per, what's the damage output? 660 times 13. So you get 8,000 damage, 8,580 damage per minute versus 8,000. I'm going to type this in chat. Good night. And then for this, you're going to get... You actually get more DPS per second on a outlaw than a Spatha right now.
Even though the spot that has more armor and
I'm
more health,
such a
not by a
fucking
whole
idiot.
lot.
No, I'm such a fucking
but
idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm totally wrong. I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, 720 by 8, unless I did. Yeah, no, the fucking Spatha way out DPS's a Falchion. Or a Spatha way out DPS's Outlaw. Like, by a considerable margin. One second, I gotta go look at one more vehicle.
Oh, good. Oh, the BTs?
No, this is HTD.
Oh, the HGVs. Okay. 17,650 armor.
That's not the crazy part of that, though. It's the bounce chance on this thing that makes it insane.
Yeah.
You have a 17% when it's at full armor. You have a 17% chance to pen it from the front. That's the part that's just fucking. So 1,050 damage at 9.2. Yeah, so this thing's pumping out 9,450 rounds per minute. That's insane.
468, yeah.
It's insane. But, I mean, all in all, I mean, I don't know how much room the collies have to bitch, though, because the Spatha does out DPS the Outlaw by a considerable margin. But getting to where they can do the damage is the hard part because the Outlaw is so fucking skimpy and can get away, and the range, it can just play range. But if the Spatha can get it into a spot, like, you know, it will do the job. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's how it's played. The numbers play a different story than how both are played. And HTD is dog shit if you can get on its side, but played in the right spot, and HTD is literally one of the most busted tanks in the game. Same thing for anything, really, that you can go with. But, I mean, all things considered, when you're looking at all of it, really, I don't think we even need to worry about changing too much on the Outlaw or really any collie chassis. I think the only thing we really need is something that can match up with the fucking HTD. Now that I'm really looking at it,
Yeah, go back to what you were mentioning about a medium tank destroyer.
well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, realistically, the only thing we're missing out on right now is a medium tank destroyer. And if we could get that for the collies, dude, like, I really think getting something that could help mash out the armor
Hmm.
at a quicker rate. Because realistically, outlaws are not only good in sniping tanks, where they really shine, to be honest, is actually in their PvP or PvE ability, killing
Yeah.
polys, killing pillboxes, killing watchtowers, killing trenches,
Hell,
killing.
garrisons, man.
I mean, even garrisons. I mean, same thing for the Spatha. Realistically, the I guess main issue where the collies really fall is we have the smelter, which is a 45-meter 40 mil on a slow fucking decrewable chassis. The Wardens have it on a chassis that can fucking boost and a machine gun. That's not our main issue. It's the problem that the Wardens have the HTD, the Rampart, the STD, and their super heavy just mulch our fucking tank lines. We need something that we do not have to fully fucking commit or send a horde of to kill and fight in a line. One of the biggest frustrations you have in a BT or anything as a collie right now is fighting an HTD. Um, it's insane at how effective they are at hurting BTs and killing BTs and just killing tanks in general. I feel like the Wardens need something that they fear in number that the collies could present to kill their armor. Because
Yep.
like that's the one thing we just don't have is a really potent armor killer. We have good ambush tanks and good flank tanks, but we don't have armor killers. You
Yeah,
could
we don't have
argue,
anything that can just go straight forward and everything else. You could argue the Nemesis, but no,
I mean, you could
it's not.
argue
It doesn't stand up to it.
yeah. I mean, the Nemesis is again just realistically, if you want to get super high damage values out of it, it's a suicide tank because you got 35 or 30 meters to get your trems off. You're going to the danger zone, dude. Like you got to go so deep, and if the tank driver's smart or competent or not tracked, they have a really good chance of getting away from them trems, right? So
It's like, how do you balance that aspect of it where you can do it? You just can't. Not with where we don't have that medium tank destroyer because we just have the LTD and or the LTD Nemesis and Bard. Like
I
we
mean,
don't
you
have
could
anything
argue the
go toe to
BTD,
like for the most part.
but that's the
Yeah,
gem base something that you need 18 hours to make and a big ass facility to make. Like that, there's
and the
just too
fact of
much.
what that type of shell is, which you can't do factory or MPF on, and how much it costs with the type of fuel it has and the dedicated crew you need.
It's a lot harder to crew a BTD, and it's also a lot more on the line to crew a BTD than to make a full MPF of HTDs. You know, and that's a 2-man tank.
It's extremely cheaper on like making a BF or a an HV than a BTD any day.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess the tank balance aside, one other thing that I know you're pretty passionate about is the snipers. You know, um, the
And
tank.
I'll be honest about it. I didn't like sniping at first. I didn't like sniping at first, and then I started getting more and more adjusted. I'm like, all right, let's roll with it.
So why do you not like the auger?
Just the range. That's it.
Is there a difference in? I don't know if there is a difference in
Yes, there
range.
is. There is a big difference in range.
I want to go look at this because I have
Uh,
never actually looked at it.
Weapons. So the Raka, the sniper rifle for the Wardens, has a range variation of 57.5 meters to 62.5 meters. The Auger has a range of 54 to 59 meters. Now, I understand why there's the difference is because the auger has a 10-round magazine and causes them to bleed, where you have to have a 2-tap on to drop the person you're shooting at, versus the Rocca, which is a 1-hit drop at a 5-round capacity.
You know what?
I'm not saying I'm not saying to give the auger, increased damage. I'm just saying give it, increased range. That's it. That is it.
I didn't know this is even a
And yes,
thing.
if you look at the description on the barrel of the auger, like what it says of the auger versus the Rocca has 125% damage increase.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
it's
that's why
57 for
it's
the Rocca to 62.5. I didn't know this was a thing. It's less range. This can only have a max
mhm,
range of 59.
yep. That's the only thing I want is just that range increase. I don't care on the damage. I don't care anything else because if I can start suppressing a sniper at range, oh bro, infantry lives a lot longer. That's it. That's the only thing I want.
Wow. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Find a spot about 60 meters out and go prone.
You
That's
know, that's
why
kind of crazy.
I'll
The
always
Wardens
carry
also
a pair of
have
binos.
the Wardens have 3
I will always
grenades
carry.
that are only to them, and the Collies only have 1.
Yep. Yep. Varsity green, the white ash, and the Harpa. Which ironically, 2 of those can be launched from the Super Heavy. But you didn't know about the damage or the range, just the variable of it, did you? Well, damage variable, not like that. That I wouldn't say, but the range is what everybody overlooks. You start walking up and like, how am I getting hit so far and just dropping? Well, you got hit by a rocket. That's how. And I had somebody try to argue with me. Oh well, y'all have an AT sniper rifle. AT sniper rifle, not an actual 7.62 sniper.
Hmm. Yeah, they still have 3 more infantry guns than us, and they have 2 more
Yep.
grenades than us, and they
And
have
speaking
1
of
more
that AT sniper,
mounted.
it still has less range overall than the auger does. It's 52 and a half to 57 and a half with a 6-round mag.
That's insane that the Wardens have 3 more infantry tools than us.
Yep. It's crazy when you look at everything, man.
Mm. Well,
Not to
fuck.
mention that 3-round burst pistol.
Yeah, I mean that's included. I mean they have 3 more guns entirely than us,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Oh, we just took the reach. Nice.
Well, fuck, dude. I mean, is there anything else you got for the boys? Or girls?
Um, what got you into foxhole?
I don't remember what made me go click on Abtot's stream, but there used to be a streamer, leader of the 104th named Abtots, and I went into his
My
stream.
boy.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, he retired, man, and I miss him.
Yeah. I remember going into a stream and asking if there were LMGs in this game, and he showed me what the Katara looked like, and I was like, "That's cool, but is there like heavier machine guns than that?" And then he showed me what a gas looked like. I went on a fucking tear with it. He's like, "God damn, I should be using this thing more." And in his little Scottish accent, you know, damn, I
Yeah.
see. And he did that, and that's my best impersonation of him. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude. I think I'm gonna buy this game. Like, you help me, you show me the ropes and stuff. He's like, oh fuck yeah, bud, I'll get you right in here. He didn't say bud, but he got me right into the regiment, and that's what got me in, dude. Is I hopped in Adtot's stream. He showed me a little bit, and I hopped in. What about you?
Yep. I had seen the 1.0 trailer. Wasn't really sold on it until like later on, but I had it on my wish list for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, I just kept browsing my wish list. And, you know what? Let me take a look at Foxhole. Let me dive into the category in Twitch. So I started, taking a look at different people. Um, Chamberlain, Helping Hans. This is before, or this is after Larry got banned. I still wish I would have been able to catch some of his streams. But seeing some of the other creators on, I'm like, all right, this looks cool. And bought it, just started playing, started asking questions, and year and a half plus later, here I am.
Yeah. You know, that actually brings
Yeah.
me to another question, though. Kind of interested what you're going to say about this. Do you
Uh-oh.
think the game is balanced and in a good state right now?
Balanced as in overall, or like faction versus faction standard, like
Any way you want to interpret the question, I'll let you answer it the way you think I meant it.
I mean, yeah, there's things that could be tweaked on a little bit to offer that additional balance, like the two different variations within the snipers, the Auger versus the Rocker, for example, or how we were talking about, the Spatha versus Outlaw and everything else. Those little nuances can be tweaked over time. Cool, but as far as where the game is, I personally think the game's in as good of a state as where it's at now, minus the bugs, minus the server crashes, because it happens to me. Hell, it happened to you 5 times tonight.
Bullshit.
The crashes are the variables that we as the players can't control. That's on the devs to see what's causing that. But where it currently stands right now, I think it's as good where it can be, where it currently sits. Can it be better? Of course. But where it's at, I think it's currently where it's at, it's as good as it's going to be.
Do you think the builder update was beneficial for the game?
Yes. Because think of it as a new player. They would have to, before the builder update, they would have to find somebody that's got their, diary of black magic builds. Like, how do I do this? How do I do corner cutting? How do I squeeze this in? Now it's extremely simplified. The previous regiment I joined, before leaving them, I found out that I wasn't a good fit, and I joined, Bone. I showed them the differences between what it was before to now, and they were actually able to build up some pretty damn good fortifications. Like, I think the builder update was extremely beneficial for where the game's at now. And that's just coming from somebody who sees everything that's been going on since I've been playing it.
If I check Discord DMs, it would stream that to the YouTube channel that I'm recording, so I can't check it right now. Thinking, sorry, stud.
Use your phone. Use your phone.
Oh, hey, look at you, wise guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking outside the box here.
Oh shit. Oh, that's funny. He's talking about when collies get rockas. There's 5 fucking collies in a line with rockas just fucking smashing.
Yep. That was me and a couple members of Horde and freaking UBGE the other night. Just like, hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Ready? Yep, I've seen. Bam! 5 shots ring out, and he just instantly deleted. Like, we probably just made that man Alt F4. Do we care? Nope. But it's always funny because even whenever I have an auger or a rocket, I don't know what it is about me, but I'll start looking. There's somebody to my left. There's 2 to my right. There's 2 more left. Like, why am I attracting a freaking sniper squad? What the fuck?
They look for that one spot
Like,
where
dude.
they can get hits, dude. And if you're that guy that found the spot, they all go to there, dude. And they're like, all right, we found target practice. Fucking.
It's like fishing. It's like fishing. You find that one spot, everybody goes to it until you get hit with a shrapnel mortar.
Yeah. That or you get the dude that's been so
It
sick
sucks.
he's sniping and goes on a 10-minute fucking hike to flank you guys.
Yep. But the thing about that is I'm always they're having a radio backpack and I'm within intel. Or I have a pair of binos and I'm scanning around constantly.
Yeah.
I am not your typical sniper that stays in a single spot. If you find my body, you're gonna find a radio backpack, and a pair of binos every single time whenever I'm sniping. And I will and this is just me, and continue. I will go from bunker to bunker to bunker, or look on the map. I'll even leave the hex to go find a pair of binos, so I know I'm good in not getting flanked.
Oh yeah. You know how much I use fucking binos and how much I cry for them, dude.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
You guys got a pair of binos?
Hell, whenever I joined with y'all back in 125, hey Marie, you got a pair of binos? Yeah, here you go.
Dude, I'm a whore for binos.
I die,
dude.
I go back. Hey Bear, I got you another pair of binos. Thanks, I needed them.
Yeah, dude.
I died, go back. Hey Bear, I got you another pair.
Oh, here's what
Yeah.
Tankin was talking about.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate.
That's an auger.
100%
That's an
accurate.
auger. There's 2 augers, 2 rockas. There's 3 augers and 2 rockas. But it's funny, all the fucking rocka dudes are farther back than the augers, just by a little bit.
And that's the distance variable.
That is funny. But we're getting close to 2 hours. This is where I generally do the wrap up. If you got anything else to say to the guys, or if anyone in chat has a question for Marine, whether it's personal or whether it's about Foxhole, this is where I want to implement this kind of area. I just kind of want to wrap it up. Usually 2 hours is my go-to, and we're pulling up at an hour 45.
Yeah.
So, if
y'all got any questions? If y'all got any questions, I'm all ears and everything else with regards to one. And that one's a little personal.
He will not.
And yes, I have been asked that. No, I have been asked that specific question multiple times, and it took me years to actually be able to open up about it. But I choose whether or not I answered that one question. You just don't ask vets.
I was gonna do something lighthearted there, and I was gonna be like, he will not show you his Hello Kitty collection, but you got all serious on me.
Well, I mean, you see the stuff behind me. This is, and I got stuff on the wall over here to include a Destiny 2 tankard right here.
It's fucking
like
badass.
Destiny 2 is also another core game of mine.
You want to see?
I also got 2
pen
raid
holder?
jackets.
I don't show many people this, but this is my little pen holder. I got that all.
Nice.
Little fucking,
I got 2 raid jackets there. I got 2 raid jackets underneath, and I'll be ordering my 5th one soon from Destiny 2. Like I like the game for raiding and doing dungeons and stuff. and helping people out. But like, if y'all got questions concerning what I did in Marine Corps or like game wise or anything, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
I am that
Also,
loud son of a bitch out on the field, though.
another thing though, that was a mini brew. When did you have that made? Oh, fuck you, man. Bjorn. No, it if you guys would for me, definitely go give some support to Marine. He's a great streamer. I'm pretty sure you've been partner or you are partner still.
No. So my journey in streaming and content creation is a little interesting one. For all the way up until around 2017, I was on Twitch back whenever it was Justin TV, then everything else. 2017 is whenever I got hate rated by like over 3,000 people. I then bounced over to a platform called Mixer and was on there for over 3 years. I didn't start getting serious and go full time with live streaming until around 2018. And I put in for partner in 2020, got denied. There's a 90-day waiting period. 45 days in at that halfway marker, Mixer announces their shutdown. That platform shuts down. I come back over to Twitch, still a little, still having some wounds from there, and I demonetized my channel until they got rid of the exclusivity clause, and so I can multi-stream to multiple platforms. I currently stream to 8 platforms at the same time.
Nice.
And I'm 100% disabled. I get a compensation from VA. I do streaming as a full-time monetized hobby, but I'm always down to help somebody learn how to stream. If they have questions within streaming, such as setting socials up, setting up, panels on their channel, how to get commands going, what like chat bots I use, which I need to take time to set the one that I used religiously for years. I need to set that one up and go from there. Like, I love streaming, and I touched on this at the start of it, but charity streaming is also a big part of what I do.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
And organization that I've been fundraising for shit, what, coming up on 6 years now since 2019. Stack up.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, guys, like I said, we give it a few minutes, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. But Marine, I already talk to you every day. I appreciate you being the Reggie, but I also want to thank you for giving me this time and hopping on the podcast with me.
No
We talk
worries, man.
about this shit most of the time on our stream anyway. I mean,
Oh hell yeah,
so
dude.
it's nothing new here. But thanks for coming on, being you. I'm gonna close it out here, guys. And are you gonna be staying on Foxhole, or are you hopping off here?
I'll be hopping off.
Okay.